JustinFREAKIN is a formidable voice in the culture.
Hey Justin, are you trolling?
This is the Troll Patrol, live with Justin Freakin.
Welcome to the Troll Patrol Live. It's a gimpy Monday. I guess I'm the news gimp now. Good evening from the gimp. DJ Dub, Venus. Clinically. Sorry. These nuts. Warlord. It wasn't me. Oh, shit. Good evening. Welcome. We got a lot of shit to talk about tonight. Another jam-packed show for the second night in a row. Cracking the whip on me. You live in sexual anarchy. So much shit going on. Super fog. Super fog caused a massive pileup in Louisiana. An off-duty pilot has been charged with 83 counts of attempted murder, and apparently we got some video of it. This is the second night in a row I'm going to play you video of someone driving through. Well, I guess last night it was a parade. Tonight it's a protest. This one it was a pro-Palestinian demonstration. Insane video coming out of Minneapolis. We're gonna update you on the race for the Speaker of the House. That's still probably gonna go nowhere. They're apparently meeting in conference right now, and will also be meeting in conference tomorrow. So apparently they're just talking tonight, and they're gonna hold another vote to see who their nominee is going to be in the morning. It's possible we're going to get a floor vote tomorrow. Possible. I don't know how likely it will be. Senator Bob Menendez pled not guilty earlier today to his newest charge. A teen awarded a settlement after being shot wrongfully by the cops. 17 perverts in Las Vegas were arrested during an undercover sting. Alex Jones had an unhinged rant about how much he loves white people. I can't wait to... Just the headline makes me think it was like the Trevor Moore song where he's like, "God damn, white people are geniuses." They tell him he needs to talk about geniuses from other races, and the only black person he can think of is the guy that invented peanut butter. Rest in peace, Trevor Moore. I miss you so much. Shelly, good evening. Purgatorus, Ray, so glad to see you guys. Is that like Super Tramp? Indeed. That's what I was thinking. Take the long way home. Shelly, is it a nice ass? Because then that wouldn't like... I like asses. If it's a nice ass, that's not much of a punishment.
Life is too short to walk this earth for a crusty asshole. Wash your ass.
Dave Chappelle has the conservatives turning on him now and apparently caused people to walk out of his show. We're going to hear from Morrissey. Morrissey, the dude that was the lead singer of the Smiths. Got some other... It's a mainly bullshit show tonight. I tried to keep it light. Oh, Elon Musk. Elon Musk is offering money if Wikipedia changes their name to Dickopedia. But we all know that Elon Musk's offers throwing out money are not valid. He once said he would solve world hunger if given a number. What was it? Was it the IMF? Was it the UN? Gave him a number, and he's like, not gonna do that. It's almost like Elon Musk is a liar. Plus, this is the best part. Did I convince a dipshit to drive to Alabama? Is he telling the truth? Is he not telling the truth? I'll let you guys see the conversation and you guys can come to your own conclusion. Did I convince a fucking idiot to drive to Alabama today? Thinking he was going to be on this stream in person. All that and a lot gimpy more. Tonight on the Troll Patrol live. Good evening. Oh shit. Exactly, Clink. For some reason, this motherfucker thought he had my address. It is not an address I have ever occupied. Here is your meme of the day. Van drivers unlocking the gold skin after capturing their 1,000th kid. Richard, good evening. Good evening. Yeah, we're gonna get to Argentina too. I've got that. That's the top of the show. Guess I will update everybody on Twitch. Because I was a little rushed this evening because I thought there was a possibility that we might actually be on Twitch tonight. But I do actually have some info and we have a little bit of an update. And we are making progress. So your account, JustinFREAKIN, is indefinitely suspended for evading the suspension of your account, Tragedy 1992. So this is the first time that they have given me this much info, to which I can safely say I have no idea who Tragedy 1992 is. I have never had an account called Tragedy 1992. I was pretty certain that I had not been evading suspension. The only way it could have possibly been a suspension evasion was if they counted the fact that I was simulcasting on YouTube, possibly Facebook, whatever else I was on at the time. I didn't think that was against the rules, but now we know for a fact that I have not been evading suspension, and I have been wrongfully suspended for Twitch for 6 months now. Because I am not Tragedy 1992. If I had to guess, Tragedy 1992 is using the same, or was using the same VPN service that I am using. And it appeared that we had the same IP address. That would be my guess. But now I submitted a new appeal. Venus. I did say Twitch isn't a real job, and that did happen, like, what, a week or two after I went on that rant? Still, I was not ban evading. I never had an account called Tragedy 1992. I tried to look it up and find out who they are. Have no idea. Can't find any other social media with that name. The account, it's suspended on Twitch. There's no other info. Libertad. So I have contacted other forms of support. However, they say they don't deal with suspensions or anything, that you have to go through the appeal portal, and I'm not allowed to submit another appeal. I don't know if that, expires in 30 days and I can submit a new one. I have my friend who has a friend at Twitch. I gave her this info. She's like, hey, let me see if I can make some progress on this for you. So we'll see what's up. We'll see if we can get this straightened out. Still holding out hope that one day I will make a triumphant return to Twitch. So now on to what I consider the main event this evening. Did I convince a dumb fuck to drive to Alabama? The first thing you gotta know is, like, I've been having this feud with this Jaden. Jaden is his name. He is apparently up to, if you guys know about the whole Chris ordeal, Chris the Skis, where he showed up to my page and kept slandering the LGBTQ community, calling them groomers and pedophiles and shit. And for months, he harassed me. So finally, I photoshopped his wife into some pictures. And I should show you guys the pictures. Or at least a couple of them. I've made many. I keep photoshopping his wife into pictures. Because I'm a horrible person. Or at least that's what Jaden thinks. I'm going after an innocent woman, he keeps saying. Because even though it's Chris's significant other, she's innocent. She didn't do anything to you. Hold on, maybe I need to go to my Facebook and save them because I can't find them right now. So this is currently my Facebook cover photo. In bed with Chris's wife and Chris over there watching us because he's a cuck with the Everybody Cucks Chris logo. I've got numerous photos. I love Photoshop. I'm pretty fucking good at it. So like, because I just started off with like simple photos where I've got Chris the Skis thinking about me there, constantly living in his head. He kept showing up and harassing me. And I thought, dang, he can't quit me, can he? You know, progressively upping the ante with each picture. I got this one right here. He's getting ready to get gangbanged by all my alter egos. So, Jaden felt that I was out of line for photoshopping Chris's wife into pictures with me. And he created this poster. 3 counts of online sexual harassment, 1 count obscene material involving a minor. The fuck is that about? 1 count 3. I will say I probably know what he's talking about. Him and his little group of idiots think the fact that I shared out some dude's profile picture and laughed at it is why some. No. I shared out some dude's profile picture and his kid was in it or something, and I just laughed at it. Right? So if somebody is like coming to my page and they laugh at a bunch of posts, but they won't actually comment to where I can fuck with them, I'll go and I'll share out because they'll have their page locked down to where I can't fuck with them. So I'll share out their profile picture, make it public. I'll probably laugh at it, be like, hey, look at this dipshit. And apparently, like the dude's profile picture, he had his kid in it or something. So they think it's obscene material involving a minor, which is nuts. 1 count threatening a government official. No idea what that means, but fuck, I'll threaten government officials all day long. 481 counts of online harassment. But so he puts this address on there. First of all, like, that's not my date of birth. It would almost be my birthday. Which is wild. Like, he thought my birthday was October 26th. All you have to do is go to my YouTube. Every year there's a birthday stream on my birthday. Sparkles and I don't think we had one. I think my birthday was on a Saturday. I didn't do a stream this year. One year, producer Dave and Media Winch took over the stream, and we did a birthday stream. Fucking Sparkles and I did a Friday Night Freak Show as a birthday stream. That's not my birthday. I'm not, what, that would make me 43? I'm not that old. I'm still an 80s baby, but I'm not 43 years old. Almost 40. I'm getting there. And that most certainly is not my address. I have never lived at that address. So he starts telling me, you know, I want to be on your show. I want to be on your show. I was like, call the fuck in. 917-830-4359. Call in. He's like, no, I want to do it in person. I want to do it in person. I'm like, okay, you have my address, right? So he says, leaving here around 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, so won't make it for lunch. Looking forward to doing the show. I told him I'd buy him lunch. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. Oh, thank you, Venus. I think I look a lot better with hair. So then at almost 6 o'clock tonight, he says, are you even here? Are you even here? And I'm like, huh? Come to the door. Seriously, man, not cool. Justin, what's the deal? Are you away or something? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Did you go to the address you put on that picture? Just open the door. Are you even here? Yeah. Why in the fuck would you think that's my address? I don't even live in Alabama, dumbass. What the fuck? Did you actually drive down there? Please tell me you're just being a dick right now. You actually thought that was my address. What the fuck? Dude, do I not get to be on your show tonight or not? I've never laughed so hard in my fucking life. You agreed, no tricks. I'm an idiot for even thinking you'd have me on. Christ. Yes, you are a fucking idiot. Like, you can come on, Jaden. 917-830-4359. Or you can hop in the Discord. There's the Discord link. He's like, fuck. And I'm like, I said, seriously, you'll have me on live, not excuses. And you said, absolutely. And I'm like, yes. How long until you go live? 2 hours? Just let me know where the fuck to go. What in the world would lead you to believe that was my address? I looked you up. Buddy, I don't live anywhere near Huntsville. Why did you think that's my address? You are an idiot. Probably not clinically. I would say you didn't find my address. So you never had any intention of having me on, did you, asshole? My phone lines are wide open. Why in the world would you think you had my address? I told you twice now, are you having me on or not? Seriously, man, not fucking cool. You will certainly be on the show tonight if you actually drove to Alabama. This is my greatest triumph. What a complete moron. Where do I go then? To fuck yourself. Dude, come on. Please call in and tell everyone you drove to Alabama. Holy fuck. This is hilarious. I can do better if you'd let me on to make my case about that stupid pic. Coward. I knew it. You're a damn coward. So, Jaden, you legit thought you were doxing me and posting my actual address. And how does that make me a coward? Why is that part hard to believe? Because doxing is a serious offense. I get death threats daily. You have legit put real people in danger with your stupid antics. Because somebody does live at that address that you claim is mine. And I guarantee you there are dipshits that want me dead. And if they thought they had my address, would drive and try to shoot me. Just throwing that out there. It's not a nice place, Warlord. You're a fucking coward for not having me on. I'm here and ready. Buddy, I didn't give you that address, and you're a gigantic piece of shit for posting it. You have legit put innocent people in danger and made a complete fool of yourself. Congratulations. Who is in danger? Whoever lives in that apartment. Wait, so you knew I thought that was your address and let me come anyway? Yeah, that would be fucking hilarious. You think I talk shit on the internet, don't have my personal info protected. Yes, because you were an idiot. This is hilarious. I can't wait to show these messages on stream. Fine, let's do your show in a public place. You said no tricks. You're nowhere near me. And you are welcome to call or Discord in, you fucking moron. Keep saying I'm a coward for not having him on. Buddy, 917-830-4359. What'd you drive? 10 hours? 14 from Indiana. From Indiana to Alabama. Not inviting a stranger to my house is not being a coward. You not calling in is being a coward, and boy, are you fucking dumb. Saying you'd have me on your show live and in person, knowing I had the wrong address. I just needed to prove you were a coward, now I have. Jaden, you are a complete dipshit. I told you I'd teach you a lesson. How did you teach me a lesson? Did you drive to Alabama? The only thing you did was confirm that you were dishonest and a coward. How am I dishonest? I never gave you that address. I don't care where you drove to. You're an idiot if you actually did it. And you legit thought you were doxing me. That's fucking serious. And you're scum. You're scum if you thought you were actually doxing me. So to be clear, there is not a chance for me to be on your show unless I call in. I'll wait for tomorrow if you want. We can meet publicly if you want. And then I sent him, I had actually posted on Facebook, but I had it private. Like, I just post to my friends when I want to just post to my friends. Like, he said he wanted to be on my stream in person, would drive from Indiana to Alabama. He seems to be under the impression that the address in this picture is my address. Spoiler alert, it is not and has never been my address. That's what I keep telling him. Like, you have no friends, dude. That's why you want interaction from me. I'm the only person that'll give you attention. So I told him to prove you went to Alabama. Please, go take a picture next to the rocket. Go take a picture next to the rocket. He's like, I can't. I just need to confirm a few things for me. And you were dumb enough or gullible enough to do so. I drove 20 minutes today to and from work. I don't know which I believe. Did he drive to Alabama or did he not? And what the fuck? I was gullible enough to confirm what, motherfucker? That wasn't my address? Jesus fuck. That sounds like cope to me. Jaden, learn to feel embarrassment. These nuts has a rocket I can take a picture of.
You live in sexual anarchy?
Is it a red rocket? Tones, good evening. Nine 830 4359. Let me show you guys that I am once again texting him my phone number. But the funny thing is, I don't actually have it. I don't have the phones open right now. I should probably do that. Let's see if we get dumb shit Jaden calling in. Oh, goddamn. So what do you guys think? Did he drive to Alabama or did he not drive to Alabama? I mean, I wouldn't think anybody would be stupid enough to drive to Alabama just because they thought they looked up my phone number online somewhere. However, never underestimate the stupidity of dumb fuck right-wingers. So 50-50? Did he drive? Did he not drive? The time period actually checks out. Him messaging me this morning and him saying he was leaving. And then he messaged me again and told me he was in Nashville. About how long it take him to get to Nashville. And then from Nashville to Huntsville, he messaged me in about the time it would take him. I still find it hard to believe anybody would do that, though. What a dipshit.
Do you think we're stupid? You think we're fools?
Yeah. He'll never call in though. Because he is an actual fucking coward. All right. Let's find out what that news be doing now, because we got a lot of news to cover. First, let's do some international news. Let's go to Argentina and the rundown of the Argentina presidential election going to a runoff.
Argentines are set to vote in presidential elections.
Argentines. Yes, apparently this when I was looking up pictures of him, he had multiple pictures with a fucking chainsaw. I didn't know they were called Argentines. That one's a new one to me.
Argentines are set to vote in presidential elections on Sunday, a decision that could send the country into a political unknown.
Ida, good evening.
Radical outsider libertarian Javier Milei has made himself the candidate to beat. The 52-year-old poster child of voter anger is up against economy minister Sergio Massa and conservative Patricia Bullrich, once pegged as the favorite to win, but now fighting to stay in the race. Regardless of who wins, the next government will have to deal with a gargantuan pile of debt and a weak peso. The electorate has little trust in Argentina's currency.
Bolsonaro as a South Park character. Fantastic assessment.
And the country has been engulfed in a deep financial crisis involving runaway inflation that may hit 200% this year. Many have latched onto Milei's burn it all down rhetoric. His proposals includes dollarizing the economy, ending currency controls, closing the central bank, and cutting spending sharply. He also favors lax gun controls and tighter rules on abortion. Sergio Massa! That contrasts with Argentina's...
Oh yes, more guns, more unwanted children. That is totally not a recipe for disaster. Holy shit.
51-year-old economy minister Sergio Massa, who has built up a reputation as a pragmatist and negotiator. He was drafted into his current role last year to turn around the economic crisis, but has struggled to rein in inflation and halt the sliding peso, though he has gained ground with popular tax cuts. Meanwhile, 67-year-old Bullrich, a former security minister, has made promises of economic stability and is running on a tough-on-crime platform. A candidate needs 45% of the vote, or 40%, with a 10-point lead over second place, to win outright on Sunday. Pollsters generally agree.
This was posted. Oh, it was posted 3 days ago. That was today. I'm sorry.
The most likely result is that Milei comes first, but will face a second-round vote with Massa in November. But with polls having proven unreliable for the August primary, no one should be ruling out another surprise.
So let's get the update after voting took place yesterday. Argentina's Peronists soar an election to seal a runoff with radical Milei. Argentina's ruling Peronist coalition smashed expectations to lead the country's general election on Sunday, setting the stage for a polarized runoff vote next month between the economy minister Sergio Massa and far-right libertarian radical Javier Milei. Massa had 36.6% of the vote, ahead of Milei on just over 30%, while conservative Patricia Bullrich was behind on 23.8% with near 98% of the vote counted. All of the candidates seemed horrendous. Just going by Reuters' rundown there, all of them seemed horrendous. But hey, I mean, who am I to judge their politicians? We've got some really shitty politicians here in the United States. One of them, like Senator Bob Menendez. Bob Menendez pleads not guilty to conspiring to act as a foreign agent for Egypt. Pleaded not guilty on Monday to an additional charge in the federal bribery case engulfing him, and multiple outlets reported. In a superseding indictment earlier this month, prosecutors charged Menendez, the former chair of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, with conspiring to act as a foreign agent on behalf of Egypt. The plea was the sole reason for the hearing on Monday and lasted about 5 minutes. Prosecutors charged Menendez under a law that bans public officials from undertaking actions covered by the Foreign Agents Registration Act, which requires those working on behalf of foreign governments, companies, and other entities to register with the U.S. Department of Justice. Two of Menendez's co-defendants in the case, his wife Nadine and Egyptian-American businessman Wal Hanna, were also charged in the superseding indictment. Menendez denied the allegation, saying in a statement that he had been loyal to only one country. Doubt. Menendez was indicted last month in an alleged bribery scheme alongside his wife, whom he just married like 4 or 5 years ago. I learned from John Oliver last night that they met at an IHOP. Now, Oliver did not state this. Was she an IHOP waitress? Was she waiting on Senator Menendez in an IHOP? And he's like, hey, hottie, you want to come back with Mr. Senator? I got gold bars at my house. Not that there's anything wrong with an IHOP waitress, but I just like, they met at an IHOP. I don't see, like, does somebody like be eating at an IHOP and just go up to another table and be like, hey, I think you're cute? Seems sus to me. Menendez could face up to 2 years in prison. Only 2 years. Only 2 years for acting as a foreign agent. He's facing up to 45 years under the initial indictment. Trial date for the case has been set for May 6th. So, a birthday present to me could be a Bob Menendez guilty verdict. Hey, hey, hey. I covered at the top of the show how Republicans are currently behind closed doors. A meeting expected to last hours tonight that started around 6 o'clock. He got off once before with a hung jury, and they elected not to retry him. But goddamn, it looks like they've got him dead to rights this time. Republicans meeting behind closed doors as we speak are set to vote tomorrow morning on another nominee for House Speaker. There are 9 in the running. It does appear that Byron Donalds seems to be the one with the most buzz around him. I kind of thought Tom Emmer would be the one that would cut through the noise, but it looks like Byron yeah, who clinically. I got a clip of him. We'll play a clip of it. He's the black guy from, is it Florida? Those are fake names. He's like a sophomore representative. He hasn't been in the House very long. But let's go to Fox News and hear what they have to say about the current House race.
And a new set of House Republicans are at the top of a new short list of candidates.
Oh shit, Tones. I can't speak Spanish. I had no clue what you were saying. What you reading for? Not what am I reading, but what am I reading for? There's a lot of reasons, but one of the main reasons is so I don't become a fucking Waffle House waitress. Ah ha ha ha! Not to demean Waffle House waitresses. Yeah, I don't speak Spanish, Tones. I'm sorry. I took Spanish for 2 years. Can't speak any of it. Took French for 2 years. Can't speak any of it. Took piano lessons for 8 years. Can't play a fucking note. Okay, that's not true. I know I can play. I know all the notes. I can play a note. Is there no cancel Justin emote? There should be. I'm sorry. That's a travesty if there's no cancel Justin emote, and I will get on that. I'm sorry, Venus. We will remedy that. All right, to Fox News to talk about electing a speaker. This is Byron Donalds of Florida. He may be a freshman congressman, to be honest with you. He has not been in the House. He either got elected in 2020 or 2022. He has not been there very long.
It's to become the next speaker. It's not that short. But anyway, Congressman Bergman, Donalds, Hearn,
Bergman,
Johnson, User, Palmer, Scott, and Sessions, replacing Jim Jordan and Steve Scalise after their separate votes failed to produce a House Speaker last week. Now, former Speaker Kevin McCarthy is throwing his support behind Minnesota Congressman Tom Emmer.
Emmer's the most senior member.
From not just winning the majority, but being in the room to help us pass a border security bill, to make us energy independent, Parents' Bill of Rights, to stand up when the Democrats wanted to defund the police and decriminalize so many of those laws. Tom would be able to walk into the job and do it on day.
But former House Speaker Newt Gingrich is arguing the best GOP candidates were left off the new shortlist.
I wish they had a woman.
Who, pray tell? Who is a fucking good candidate on the Republican side? Come the fuck on.
Candidate out of all the candidates they've got running, so somebody like Elise Stefanik or Beth Van Dyne, I think in some ways, given the level of rowdiness and the level of juvenile behavior, it's conceivable that a female speaker would be more effective in actually getting them all to get together and stick together.
How progressive of you, Rush.
From Capitol Hill with the very latest. So, Chad, where are we now with now names that aren't even on the list being tossed in?
Harris, good morning. Republicans are no closer to electing a speaker than 3 weeks ago when they ousted former Speaker Kevin McCarthy from the role. The House is paralyzed, unable to legislate. Republicans are getting anxious.
It's my 10th term in Congress. Yeah. This is probably one of the most embarrassing things I've seen, because if we don't have a Speaker of the House, we can't govern. And every day goes by, we're essentially shut down as a government. We have very important issues right now, war and peace.
9 Republicans are seeking the speakership.
Apparently, my cancel Justin graphic is too big. That's what she said. I have to make it smaller.
Majority Whip Tom Emmer likely commands the most support, but it's unclear if he or anyone can win. GOP Nebraska Representative Mike Flood has asked each candidate to sign a pledge of unity. 7 of the 9 have signed on, all but Byron Donalds and Gary Palmer.
Interesting.
It's ridiculous. We have to support the nominee of our conference, because a majority party is only a majority party when it votes as a majority. I'm sick of sitting in a room listening to everybody talk about their feelings.
The impasse has some Republicans looking for an alternative. They've mulled the possibility of electing Speaker Pro Tem Patrick McHenry to his position. That would allow the House to function again.
If we can't get to an elected speaker, and I think that we will get to an elected speaker, we should be moving toward giving Patrick McHenry the powers of the speaker as the Speaker Pro Tem.
Jimenez supports fellow Floridian Byron Donalds. He had backed a return of McCarthy.
Apparently that is very unpopular with Republicans, and in order to make Patrick McHenry an acting he is acting speaker, but to give him the power of a normal speaker, they would need Democratic votes. And it's quite clear that they're not willing to give the Democrats anything to get those votes.
To the speakership. Republicans hold a candidate forum tonight. A floor vote could come tomorrow. Harris?
All right, Chad, I'm kind of smiling at that one lawmaker who said, oh, we're just tired of everybody coming to work with their feelings. Well, imagine that, because that's exactly what's happening. Good to see you. Thank you.
Likewise. Thank you.
Facts don't care about your feelings, snowflakes. Maynard, leave him alone. Jesus fucking Christ, this cat. Socks doesn't like Maynard. So sorry I had to yell at Maynard. Socks doesn't like him, and Maynard likes to fuck with Socks. Unfortunately, why he can't be a good kitty is beyond me. Maynard, shut the fuck up, dude. Cancel Justin emote is now live. There you go. God damn it. Let's hear from the leader of the Republican Party about the current House speaker fight. Well, Mr. Donald Trump was in New Hampshire earlier today.
Would you endorse Tom Emmer for Speaker? He hasn't historically been your biggest fan, but he is the most likely candidate right now.
Well, I think he's my biggest fan now.
What is he holding? Oh, it's him officially filing his candidacy.
No, because he called me yesterday.
In New Hampshire.
Your biggest fan. So I don't know about that. Well, we're looking at a lot of people, and, I'm sort of trying to stay out of that as much as possible, but they'll get it straightened out. But no, I've always gotten
I had a cat tree at the old apartment, and they fucking loved it. I need to give them a new one.
along with him, and I get along with all of them, really. A lot of good people. You have a lot of great people.
Mr. President, how important is it to keep New Hampshire the first primary?
Say it, Brian.
How important is it to keep New Hampshire the first primary? I know you've said the Democrats don't want...
That's Corey Lewandowski, isn't it? Like, didn't he get convicted of some shit? Didn't we watch him get, like, fucking arrested?
Democrats do not want to keep New Hampshire in this position, and I did, and we did that together. I made that promise very early on, and I said, New Hampshire staying where you are, and a lot of people want to replace New Hampshire, move it toward the back of the pack, and I said, that's not happening. There's an incredible history, there's an incredible feeling about New Hampshire in politics, right? And I think it's very important, and I said the same thing about Iowa. I think keeping the two of you, and then we go to South Carolina.
Like, let's be perfectly clear that, like, I don't know, like, people. It is. I make a lot of racist comments about people looking like other people, but what you guys don't realize is that all white people look alike to me as well. And I don't know what the. Oh shit! Did not mean to do that. I don't know what's up with Forbes's video, but I promise you, I'm not racist when I do this shit, because it has been brought to my attention that these are two different people, and I had absolutely no clue. Apparently, these are two completely different people. They look exactly alike to me. And then, like, I'm watching Saturday Night Live, and this dude pops in, and now the guy on the left is Theo Vaughn. I don't fucking know. I know this dude from Righteous Gemstones, and I thought that was who the Theo Vaughn dude was. So now I know why the fuck is Theo Vaughn famous. I'm watching Saturday Night Live, and this dude pops in, and everybody goes nuts like he's somebody, like, famous I should know. And I'm like, what's this Mick Jagger looking motherfucker doing there? Who is this? It was literally Mick Jagger. Then fucking Sparkles made some joke about some woman, and I'm like, who the fuck is that? I don't know who she is. And she was in Batman, and I'm like, oh, she was Vicky Vale. And she's like, no, she wasn't Vicky Vale. Turns out she wasn't Vicky Vale in Batman. She was the Joker's girlfriend who had to wear the mask because Joker fucked her face up. So I can't tell people, but like white people all look alike to me. So I'm sorry. So when I make those jokes about fucking Donald Trump having Bobby Lashley, like I honest mistake. I don't mean to be racist.
Changed that order, as you know, and I think it's not a good thing for them. I think it's not a very good thing at all. But I told New Hampshire, you're going to stay right where you are, and we came through with that promise, right?
Well, in that regard, Mr. President, you are making New Hampshire president.
But is that Corey Lewandowski? And isn't he supposed to be in jail for something?
Primary history today, because you are the first candidate who has served as president to actually come back to New Hampshire.
That is indeed Corey Lewandowski. I'm not smoking crack.
File to run again.
Well, that's
and
an
I think
honor.
if you see your
picture right up there. Oh, yeah.
It's up there from when you were here 8 years ago.
Yeah, I'm younger now, I think.
No, you look worse now.
I did. I spoke to Mr. Emmer. I spoke to a lot of congressmen that called me up, and they all called asking for support. And, of course, I have to hold it for a while. I have a lot of friends that are looking at it right now. As you know, it's a big list. Jim is a fantastic guy, and who knows what happens there, but Jim is just Jim Jordan, fantastic person. And so we'll see what happens. You have a lot of people running. You have a lot of good talent, a lot of very good people running.
Look back on this process. Is it worthwhile what's happened in the House?
Well, it's a lot of tumult. There's no question about that, but we'll see what happens. We're going to see what happens.
Apparently, he made sexual advances towards a major Trump donor, and a Trump spokesman said Lewandowski will no longer be associated with Trump World. However, there he fucking is, right next to Donald Trump. And am I not smoking crack? Did he not get arrested? Like out in front of his house? Did we not see the cops slam him to the ground? Am I smoking? He cut a deal. Cut a deal on charges stemming from alleged unwanted sexual advances. But that wasn't what he was arrested for, was it? So they dropped the battery charges again. That was with where he was accused of assaulting a protester. Apparently, it made it all go away. No, I swear we watched him get fucking taken to the ground in like his driveway. But yeah, I probably was high. So that was Donald Trump's comments on the House race, where he said nothing about the House race other than one of them likes him. Now let's hear from Byron Donalds. Byron Donalds, the man who seems to be the front runner for the GOP nomination.
Right here.
What's your pitch going to be in there?
Look, my pitch is very simple. This is going to be a process where it's member-driven, not speaker-driven. We need to get back to work, secure our border, fund our government responsibly, and hold this administration accountable.
Yes, I think his wife called the cops on him.
Members, we got to be focused on purpose and mission. That's it.
There's been some.
I spoke to the president. I think the president is going to watch us through our process.
Was the driveway guy a different guy? It was a different Trump advisor then.
And mission. That's it.
There's been some. officially endorse you?
I spoke to the president. I think the president is going to watch us through our process. I think he's going to be happy with who's going to be the next Speaker of the House. And I think, that's what's going to happen.
Do you want his endorsement, and what difference could that make?
Listen, I love the president. He has supported me. Of course, I've endorsed him. But right now, this is going to be a process of and by the members. And I think we're going to be done pretty quickly. Yes, sir.
So is this a character Tyler Perry is playing?
Do you have enough experience to be speaker? Because that's a concern some of your colleagues have.
Yeah, actually I do. And that's because I spent 20 years in the business community. I actually was a member of our state legislature. I've chaired committees. I know the legislative process. I worked with our colleagues up here to get a lot of policies done. HR 1, HR 2, HR 5, Limit, Save, Grow. But last but not least,
HR 6, 7, 8, 9.
And in this body, it's not about one person. It's about all our members collectively. I'm going to go ahead and go in the room, guys. I'll see you later.
Byron Donalds, who could possibly be the nominee for Speaker come tomorrow, having closed-door meetings right now and then again at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Could be a floor vote. If I was a betting man, I'd say if there's a floor vote, it'll probably be Wednesday. But who knows? Everything's just up in the air. This is probably the only really tough thing to watch we're going to have tonight. So if you've got a weak constitution, give us 5 or 6 minutes, and then we should be back to bullshit. Video shows a vehicle drive through a Minneapolis pro-Palestinian rally. Video shared on social media shows a vehicle driving through a large crowd at a Minneapolis, Minnesota rally. This happened shortly after 3:20 p.m. on Sunday. Officers from the Minneapolis Police Department responded to multiple reports of disturbances surrounding a demonstration near the city's Loring Park neighborhood. Various witnesses report a vehicle driving through the crowd, and one caller reported the sound of a gunshot. This time, there have been no reports of injuries related to the demonstration, and no victims have come forward. Did they not even arrest this guy? The MPD is currently conducting follow-up investigations regarding this incident, adding that no arrests have been made as of Sunday night. Rose, the MPD spokesperson, said he was unable to confirm at the time of publication whether the road where the incident occurred was closed during the protest. Let me get this straight. If you're in Minneapolis and you pass off a $20 bill, the cops will be all over you and will choke the life out of you with their knee on the back of your neck. But if video captures you driving through a highly populated area, MPD's like, we don't know. Fucking seriously? Wow. Once again, this could be hard to watch. It is amazing to me that a dipshit can come in here and see a dude actually committing an act of terror. The dude in the vehicle committing an act of terror, and call the fucking protesters who are exercising their First Amendment right terrorists. What a fucking idiot you are. This is why I call right-wingers absolute fucking morons. The dumbest fucks walking the planet. Motherfucker, you got something to say? (917-830-4359), where you can hop in the Discord if you are more technologically advanced. Come on, run your fucking mouth. Got the balls? Because from my experience, right-wingers are just all fucking talk. They're fucking cowards. You're the one in here running your mouth, dude. What do you have to say? I'm interested. How do I support terrorists? You're the one that seems to be on the side of the dude committing an act of terror. This is another reason why the idiotic laws passed by Republican politicians to allow people to run over protesters. Absolute bullshit. Idiots like this and the dude that we watched last night feel emboldened. Arab terrorist. What the fuck are you talking about? Those are American citizens, you absolute fucking dipshit.
Do you think we're stupid? You think
Yeah,
we're
bro.
fools?
No, bro. Idiot. Kick that fucking racist. I am glad that they are going and fuck that car up. No arrest made. Wow, we've seen so many stories of the Minneapolis Police Department pulling bullshit on people. Deserve to be burnt down. Fuck them cops. Rylan Wilder in Chicago was cleaning up at a Chicago music school when an armed bank robbery suspect fleeing from the cops ran inside. Police shot and killed the suspect. But because the cops are shit, They also shot an innocent teen.
This teenager was cleaning in.
Why has nobody kicked that stupid ass racist? Fuck, am I gonna have to do it myself? Jesus. Get the fuck out of here, you motherfucker. Like, dude, you don't want to call in and have an argument. You just want to fucking run your dumbass mouth. So get the fuck on out of here. Damn it, clinically.
Instruments at his music school when a suspected armed bank robber being pursued by police.
Fair enough, fair enough. Puppies are always a good distraction.
This teenager was cleaning instruments at his music school when a suspected armed bank robber being pursued by police burst in. The teen was accidentally shot by cops in the arm. He's a musician, and the question is, will this aspiring guitar player be able to play again? Here's Les Trent.
All hell is about to break loose inside this music school in Chicago. You can see a 15-year-old kid, Rylan Wilder, cleaning up. He's an intern at the music school, which is about to close for the day. Rylan is emptying the trash. Suddenly, everyone's attention turns to the door. Police cars with sirens blaring speed by. What happens next comes out of nowhere. An armed suspect fleeing police runs into the school. A police officer is right behind him.
Jesus, you fucking idiot!
But his aim is off. Rylan is shot. Another angle shows Rylan wounded, running into a room where students are hiding. When the smoke cleared, police would realize they killed the suspect, but also accidentally shot Rylan.
That's where it hit you? That's where the bullet went in, and then this right here is where the bullet came out.
Wow. His mother, Lucia, says she will never forget that day.
When my husband called me and said that, that Rylan had been shot and that he was in an ambulance, I thought my child was going to die in that moment.
Rylan survived being shot, but his injuries were so grievous, he wondered if his dream of one day playing guitar professionally were dashed forever. 18 operations later, Rylan had to learn to play guitar a whole new way. And here he is. His family's lawsuit against the Des Plaines Police Department claimed reckless and excessive behavior.
Absolutely! This motherfucker he should be fired. What a piece of shit. Just comes in and starts shooting indiscriminately inside of a school.
The department just settled for $1.9 million.
Not even enough.
I've watched the video of the officer going into the school, following the criminal who I had seen run past my son, and just start shooting.
In a statement, the police say this settlement does not reflect the heroic actions the officer took that day.
Heroic! There is nothing heroic about just coming into a school and shooting indiscriminately. They've protected this motherfucker. He should be fired.
Save others.
He's a musician, and the question is, will this aspiring guitar
watch it all again
be able to play again? Here's Les Trent.
All hell is about to break loose inside this music school in Chicago. You can see a 15-year-old kid, Rylan Wilder, cleaning up. He's an intern at the music school, which is about to close for the day. Rylan is emptying the trash. Suddenly, everyone's attention turns to the door. Police cars with sirens blaring speed by. What happens next comes out of nowhere. An armed suspect fleeing police runs into the school. A police officer is right behind him and opens fire. But his aim is off. Rylan is shot.
And I'm going to assume they're shooting the suspect in the back. Said it a million times. My reading of the Constitution is that cops are supposed to put their lives on the line to take a suspect into custody alive. It is for a jury to decide their fate. It is not for a cop to kill them in the street. And if that means the cop has to die, so be it. That's my reading of the 4th and 5th Amendment.
School, which is about to close for the day. Rylan is emptying the trash. Suddenly, everyone's attention turns to the door. Police cars with sirens blaring speed by. What happens next comes out of nowhere. An armed suspect fleeing police runs into the school.
Does look like he has a gun.
Right behind him and opens fire.
But he's running away.
But his aim is off. Rylan is shot. Another angle shows Rylan wounded, running into a room where students are hiding. When the smoke cleared, police would realize.
Look at these tough guys. Jesus. I guess I didn't play a content warning before that one. I'm sorry. I was like, oh, the other story was the only tough one to watch. My bad. I was wrong about that. This one happened this morning. This is a wild story. Content warning just in case something is upsetting. An off-duty pilot now charged with 83 counts of attempted murder for trying to take over a plane.
A security threat in the air leads to an emergency landing in Portland. The suspect is an Alaska Airlines pilot off duty at the time of the incident. He faces 83 counts of attempted murder. Police say 44-year-old Joseph Emerson tried to shut off the engines on the San Francisco-bound Alaska Airlines plane. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us at 4. I'm Rick Gazaway. Police say Emerson was riding in the plane's jump seat. We begin with K2's Emily Gersh live for us at PDX. Emily, walk us through what happened on this flight.
Yeah, right. Well, Emerson was a certified pilot for Alaska Airlines when he boarded that flight en route to San Francisco. But he got off the plane here in Portland in handcuffs and escorted by police.
We've got the guy.
Yeah, we did that last night, Tones.
Out of the cockpit. Doesn't sound like he's causing any issue in the back right now. I think he's subdued.
Sound from inside the cockpit shows the horror of what 83 passengers endured on board an Alaska Airlines flight from Everett, Washington to San Francisco Sunday. The FBI and Port of Portland police say 44-year-old pilot Joseph D. Emerson was riding as a passenger in the cockpit of the aircraft when he attempted to disrupt the operation of the engines. He was then taken to the back of the plane while it was diverted to Portland for an emergency landing.
The flight attendant got on the loudspeaker and seemed very frazzled, and she said, "We're having a situation, everyone's safe, but we're going to need to emergency land this plane."
Passenger Aubrey Gavello describes what happened next.
We landed, and then about 10 police officers, armed, came on, walked straight to the back of the plane where I was sitting and detained him and walked the gentleman off the plane. He looked dead in the eyes almost.
Early Monday morning, Emerson was booked into the Multnomah County Jail on 83 charges of attempted murder, the number of people on board, and endangering an airplane. Passengers who took a later flight to San Francisco were stunned to find out he was an off-duty pilot who works for the airline.
This is someone who should not be, obviously, a pilot. But I don't hold the airline accountable.
You trust that the airline is taking care of you and scanning everyone on board, especially people who are authorized to sit in the cockpit of all places.
Now, a spokesperson for Alaska Airlines said pilots are prioritized by seniority to sit in the jump seat of an aircraft, but the captain can deny access. They would not answer further questions about this ongoing investigation. Live in Portland, Emily Gersh, K2 News.
Emily.
So no idea about a motive. Well, that happened. Meanwhile, 17 pervs taken into custody in Las Vegas following an undercover sting.
Metro has arrested 17 people in connection to an undercover sting operation targeting child sexual predators. Metro says these 17 people, during a 2-day internet crimes against children operation, had undercover agents posing as 13 and 14-year-old children. Suspects are accused of soliciting the agents for sex, and meetings were set up where they were taken into custody. They all face charges for luring a minor with a computer to engage in sex. Clark County District Attorney Steve Wolfson confirmed to News 3 earlier this week that one of these 17 people, Tanner Castro, was employed as a deputy district attorney for about 45 days before he was terminated following his arrest.
Which one is he? Who? Tanner Castro? Apparently 26 years old. Yep, this guy.
Police arrest a former Clark County Deputy District Attorney accused of trying to lure a child. Tanner Castro faces charges of attempted statutory sexual seduction and luring or attempting to lure a child in Henderson. He has been terminated from his position at the Clark County District Attorney's office and was only with the DA's office for about 45 days. Castro posted bail and is due back in court next month.
Wow. Let's go down to Louisiana, where people had travel troubles this morning. At least a off-duty pilot didn't try to take over their plane. This time, super fog caused a massive pileup
of crashes have shut down an interstate in southeast Louisiana, and the local sheriff says that the first crash alone involved 18 tractor trailers. Right now, we do have Fox News multimedia reporter Bowen Kadrovich out there on the scene for us. Bowen, what can you tell us and what are you seeing out there?
Austin, well, the Louisiana State Police said that around 9 this morning, they started receiving multiple calls about collisions on I-55. And as you can see behind me, this is I-55 right here. And you can, I don't know if you can see the lights from the crew cars up on the bridge, but they are still working to clear the pileup that happened this morning. Now, earlier today, the local sheriff's department did say that 2 were dead and dozens more injured from this pileup, but the Louisiana State Police say they are not confirming that. Now, here is a look earlier today from the pileup on the bridge. Rows of cars, trucks, and SUVs are pinned in tight. Meteorologists say a dense fog combined with smoke from wildfires creating zero visibility in some spots. Fox 8 in New Orleans reports deputies had to run along the road to reach some of the crash sites since their patrol cars could not get through. Some people are still waiting for their friends or family to make it off of the interstate. One woman tells Fox her stepdaughter and granddaughter were involved in the pileup.
She called me and she said, we've been in a bad wreck and it's just wreck everywhere. It's just wreck everywhere, and she was hysterical. But she did say we're both okay.
The Louisiana State Police say they do not have a number of how many vehicles are involved in the pileup and say they cannot put on a time.
18 in the one crash alone. We're talking dozens.
When the interstate will be cleared. Austin?
Bowen, we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Bowen. Jesus. What a day it's been. Let's do a little bullshit here and then get out of here. A MAGA pastor who has admitted to stolen valor, fabricating Army Reserve service, now aiming to open a Christian military academy to fight the woke agenda.
Up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who.
Venus wants boobs. This one's boobs.
Picture.
A titty slap.
What the? What? Yeah, you heard that right. What the hell? Come on now.
Pretty sure I made some wrestling fans the other night when I played that.
Very important sponsor.
See you in picture.
A titty slap.
What the? What? Yeah, you heard that right. What the hell? Come on now.
That's the woke agenda that this pastor is trying to fight. Mark Burns contended that he served in the Army Reserves, but it was revealed in 2016 that he actually served in the South Carolina National Guard. Mark Burns, a MAGA supporter and pastor, announced he's opening a Christian military school despite fabricating details of his military experience. During the 2016 presidential election, Burns was a fierce supporter of former President Donald Trump. He spoke at the RNC and was a dedicated surrogate for the former president. Burns had claimed that he served in the Army Reserves, but in 2016, it was revealed that Burns actually served in the South Carolina National Guard. He also claimed to be a graduate of North Greenville University, but the school confirmed that he had only attended the institution for one semester. Earlier this month, Burns announced plans to open the Burns Military Academy, which I'm sure was received by a chorus of boos. And then some sycophant next to him was like, no, they're chanting Boo Earns. Earlier this month, Burns announced plans to open the Burns Military Academy, which sounds like it's bound to be a scam. Writing in a Facebook post that the school's mission is to provide an affordable, pro-American education with a strong emphasis on biblical teachings. Sounds like something from The Simpsons. Our school aims to instill good morals and a love for our country and our students while ensuring they are not exposed to LGBTQ, CRT, or woke teachings. He also announced that children will be required to wear military-esque uniforms, mimicking those worn by students at West Point and the Virginia Military Institute. Burns wrote in a statement to Newsweek that he plans to open the school in the fall of 2024. He also stated that the school does not have any connection with the U.S. military, but the term military is only used because we believe that we are in the army of the Lord and believe in teaching our students good morals, discipline, and respect for adults. So you are a militant Christian, a Christian fascist, as some people might say. Speaking of militant Christians, theocratic fascists, let's go over to the Daily Wire, who employs Matt Walsh. He once called me a formidable voice in the culture.
JustinFREAKIN is a formidable voice in the culture.
And that dumb fuck right when he was like, you know he was mocking you, right? Yeah, dipshit, I was mocking him. They're the dumbest fucks walking the planet.
Hey, Justin, are you trolling?
If Matt Walsh was praising me, I would think I was doing something fucking wrong. The Daily Wire, who loves to bash The View. I only ever play clips of which I don't really play clips of The View anymore because it gets me a copyright. We're gonna watch one here. I only hear about the View because right-wingers make a big stink about it. Venus, I watched that video. I didn't really think he obliterated him. Sonny Hostin repeats claim that Jim Jordan terrorized her. Video tells another story. So, Sonny Hostin repeats her lie that Jim Jordan terrorized her at a congressional hearing in 2019. He was yelling at me so much he started spitting.
I've had my own personal interaction with Jim Jordan where he terrorized me.
Really?
When I was testified in front of Congress. He was like spitting. He was yelling at me so much that he started spitting.
I believe it.
And I think when you have someone like Nancy Pelosi said, who supported an insurrection, who voted not to certify the election, who would then be second in command to the presidency. Rachel Maddow said that yesterday, and I think we gasped.
Well, that's basic civics.
You know, it's
Speaker of the House.
Exactly. But I don't think a lot of Americans
civics.
Yeah, a lot of Americans are.
They're not taught civics. So the right going apeshit saying this is the encounter that Sonny Hostin was talking about. Now, I don't know. This is right wing clipped this. I don't know if there's more to the encounter than this one instance.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Appreciate you having this hearing. Mr. Tubin, this morning on national television, you said in talking about the whistleblower complaint relative to the phone conversation the President of the United States had with the President of Ukraine and the President's conduct relative to that country.
So this would have been around 2019, 2020.
Corrupted. Is that an accurate representation of the statement you made?
It sure is.
And you were making that relative to the complaint that was filed and that you guys were talking about in it was a group discussion on the show this morning. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. Have you read the Department of Justice statement relative to this matter?
I have.
Can I just read it I might just read it here so we all have it. The President has not spoken with the Attorney General about having Ukraine investigate anything relating to former Vice President Biden or his son. The President has not asked the Attorney General to contact Ukraine on this or any other matter. The Attorney General has not communicated with Ukraine on this or any other subject, nor has the Attorney General discussed this matter or anything relating to Ukraine with Mr. Giuliani. You're familiar with that?
I am.
And you stand by your statement that
I
the
sure
Justice
do.
Department is corrupted, and it's based on what the whistleblower said in the complaint.
No, it is not based entirely on
I just
that.
asked you what you were talking about, the whistleblower, and you said it was based on the whistle. You said the Justice Department is corrupted based on what you saw in the complaint.
It was based on the whistleblower's complaint. It was based on the partial.
It was based on the whistleblower's complaint?
In part, and if you let me finish my answer, it is also based on the further.
I'm going to interject here and caution my friend from Ohio that this subject is not germane to this hearing, and it's disruptive and it's disrespectful.
Mr. Chairman, you've been through this
process that we would have. Well, no, let me finish.
Okay.
It's disrespectful to the process that we would bastardize it for political purposes. Now, it's within my discretion.
What else does the fucking Republican Party ever do?
Along this line, and I'm going to do so from, I'm going to allow you to continue, but I just want to caution you that in the future, I'm not going to tolerate this kind of imposition in my subcommittee hearings.
All due respect, it's entirely germane. I would like my time.
I'll
said
restore,
it 3 minutes 35 seconds.
Well, you have no right to.
The heck I don't.
That, but I will.
The heck I don't.
No, you
my
don't.
time, and it was 3:35, and I have every right to ask. The witness actually in his opening statement brought up Ukraine. I didn't. The witness said on national television the very statement I said that he said on TV, and he said he agreed that was an accurate representation of what he said. He brought up Ukraine in his opening statement. And I have full discretion to ask the kind of questions I want. I need 3 minutes and 35 seconds on the clock.
I'm going to restore your time.
This dickhead.
I'm going to ask you that in the future, you respect the integrity. Hold on. I want you to respect the integrity of my subcommittee hearings and not bring in this extraneous issue
would you yield for a
that
question?
has no.
Chairman, yield for a question.
That is not germane to this particular.
This is the Judiciary Committee. We have a witness testifying in front of the Judiciary Committee who today on national television said the Justice Department is corrupt. If that's not relevant.
I mean, we're not even to the part where he's questioning Sonny Hostin, and he is indeed like foaming at the mouth.
Tell me what is for this committee.
No, this hearing is about secrecy in.
That doesn't change the fact that the witness brought up Ukraine in his opening statement this morning on national television, said the Justice Department is corrupt.
Mr. Jordan, if we're going to have a discourse.
And he did have some spittle there.
To me, just as I'm listening to you, I object to you bringing this subject into this hearing because it's not germane, but I'm going to allow you to continue.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
But I'm going to ask that in the future, you limit yourself to this hearing.
Don't you find it odd that they were talking about the corruption of the Justice Department under Trump, but Jordan has changed his tune when it comes to the Justice Department under Biden? He absolutely believes it's corrupt now, but he took it as a personal insult that the Justice Department would be corrupted under Donald Trump.
Intruding with extraneous materials such as this. And with that, I will
do my best, Mr. Chairman.
Well, thank you, and I'll yield you 3 minutes and 30 seconds to
1 and 3:35.
Our witness who said this morning the Justice Department is corrupt on national television, basing that, at least in part, earlier said, basing it on the whistleblower complaint. We need to remember a few things about this whistleblower. He had no firsthand knowledge of the phone call. He wasn't on the call. But we do know one thing about this whistleblower, Mr. Tubman. He had a political bias. We learned that from the Inspector General. Inspector General told us there was indicia of arguable political bias. You know what that is? That's Washington speak for this guy hated Trump. And yet that is the basis.
Any reasonable person would hate Trump.
That the Justice Department is corrupt. Let me give you
Would you like an answer?
I will in a second. Let me give you a few facts just to give a little context to this. Facts that happened in the Justice Department prior to Bill Barr taking over the Justice Department. Things that happened in the Obama Justice Department. You familiar with this, Mr. Tubman? That the Obama Justice Department's FBI spied on 2 Americans associated with the presidential campaign. You familiar with that? You familiar with the
No.
Obama Justice Department's FBI opened a counterintelligence investigation on the Republican Party's presidential candidate and didn't tell the candidate they had an investigation, a counterintelligence investigation open on him? Didn't tell him what was going on? You familiar with the fact
Why would they do that?
The Justice Department's FBI allowed Peter Strzok and Andy McCabe to run that investigation? Peter Strzok, the guy who said, "Don't worry, Lisa, we'll stop Trump. Trump should lose 100 million to 0. Andy McCabe. This is not Jim Jordan talking. This is now the Inspector General. The Inspector General said Andy McCabe lied 3 times under oath. The Inspector General, Michael Horowitz, said that Peter Strzok should have never been allowed to head up that investigation, not because he had this bias against Clinton, or bias against Trump in favor of Clinton, I should say, but because he ran the Clinton investigation. He should have been prohibited from running that. But the Obama Justice Department allowed it to happen. The Obama Justice Department allowed the Clinton campaign paid for document the dossier to be used to go to a secret court, Mr. Tubman, to spy on one of the people associated with the Trump campaign. And the former FBI director leaked information through his friend to the New York Times in an effort to get a special counsel, which he was successful in doing. And finally, I would just say this. On January 6th, the Obama Justice Department went to the Trump Tower when it was President-elect Trump. January 6, 2017, they told the president-elect he was not under investigation, all the while trying to set him up as part of their Trump-Russia investigation. And again, not my words. That was in the report released just 3.5 weeks ago by the Inspector General, Michael Horowitz. And yet today, based on a whistleblower that had no firsthand knowledge, wasn't on the phone call, has a political bias against the president, you're saying this Justice Department is somehow corrupt.
Well, I mean, if you want to just talk about the whistleblower, one of the extraordinary things about the whistleblower was that in the whistleblower's report, there is a summary of the phone call between the President of the United States and the President of Ukraine.
The perfect phone call.
As you point out, the whistleblower did not have access to the partial transcript that we've not seen, but notwithstanding the absence of firsthand access to that transcript, the whistleblower's summary of that phone call was extremely accurate, which suggests a great deal of credibility on the part of the whistleblower, wouldn't you say?
How do you know it's extremely accurate? Mr. Chairman, are you kidding me?
Gentlemen, yes, it has expired.
It's that Tubin, yes.
The gentleman's time has expired, and let me say that
You got a second round?
It won't be a second round on.
This would have been like the end of 2019, so this was before the masturbation incident.
This line.
Heck, it won't.
No, it won't. And I want the gentleman to know that the next time
the chairman, one more question
I want
for
the
Mr.
gentleman to
Tubin.
know that the next time he comes into my subcommittee and disrupts it in this way.
How is this disruptive?
Because you're off topic. And so if this should happen again, I'm going to be prepared through our rules to hold you accountable.
I don't even know what the topic is. Why do they have a bunch of TV hosts there?
I want to ask. The only thing disruptive here is your behavior in limiting and interrupting my question. It was my 5 minutes. You interrupted. I got one more question that I would appreciate being able to ask the witness.
With that, the gentleman is no longer recognized, and I will proceed.
That's how the Democrats are going to operate.
I will proceed to round 2 of the questions. And I have a question for Ms. Huston and Mr. Tubin. Gallup regularly surveys Americans' views of the Supreme Court, and for years, approval or disapproval of the court has fallen on partisan lines. This partisan divide can depend on which party has the...
It's all good, Richard. What this... Sunny Hostin apparently claimed that Jim Jordan attacked her during this hearing on TV this morning. And this is the clip. They're saying proves her wrong, that she's a liar.
Or even the outcome of certain decisions from the previous term.
But Jim Jordan already seems
your views on whether
rabid.
Court secrecy plays a role in this divide and how providing video access would help ease the divide.
I think there is no question that providing more transparency will help that. And this is purely anecdotal, but I had the opportunity to interview Justice Sotomayor recently in New York about 2 weeks ago at the 92nd Street Y regarding her new book, her children's book. The audience was a sold-out audience. It was filled to capacity. And I can tell you, while we did not address any current political issue, any current legal issue, as per the justice's wishes, there was a line around the block of people that could not get in to the event, and they also
the book plug
waited for 3 hours.
It's always a book plug
For her signature on the books and just to meet her. And I stayed the entire event, and what I heard over and over again was, she just seems like a regular person. She's so wonderful. She's so warm. They just wanted to get to know her. And I think given an experience like that, if more Americans were able to just see the justices on television, just to see them doing the business of the court, if we were able to pull back the curtains, I think, as my friend Jeffrey Tubin said,
I would love video of the court.
We would get that reaction more and more and more. I mean, I think Justice Brandeis said it very clearly, sunlight is the best disinfectant. I think we would have much more trust in our system if people were able to see the justices and get to know them and see the business of the court.
Mr. Chairman, I have a somewhat different view. I really don't know if more access would mean more respect for the Supreme Court. I don't have that ability to predict. My own sense is that the reason...
I mean, he would know about people having more access. So Jordan did not directly address Hostin, but he was certainly rabid Also, this cuts off. It's possible that Jordan does attack her elsewhere in the hearing. However, his time was expired, so he probably didn't get to speak again. So I don't know. Probably meaningless that we even played that. Speaking of somebody being rabid and racist. Here's Alex Jones.
But I'm talking to you tonight because you get it. And I respect you no matter if you're a Christian, a Muslim, a Jew, whether you're black or white. But I will tell you this. The divide and conquer is working. And when white people that are some of the most innovative, I'd say Japanese are right up there as well. But I mean, let's not lie. White people are incredible. They're amazing. And all groups are amazing.
It really is the fucking... He's literally doing it. He's doing the bit. That's a 10-year-old comedy bit, and Alex Jones is doing it now.
Christian, a Muslim, a Jew, whether you're black or white, but I will tell you this. The divide and conquer is working. And when white people that are some of the most innovative, I'd say Japanese are right up there as well. But I mean, let's not lie. White people are incredible. They're amazing. And all groups are amazing. I love humanity. But the attack that white is bad and you're bad because you're white and all of this, I mean, you look at the cathedrals white people built, you look at Beethoven, you look at the science, you look at all of it, and a lot of bad's been done. But I mean, white people are amazing. And everybody else is...
Goddamn white people are geniuses.
But they are literally out there saying it's inherently bad to be white. What do you think a young white person who's not...
No one is fucking saying that, you psycho.
...sophisticated yet, thinks when they see that. They get aggregated into another column that the globalists are going to use once they collapse society to be the commanders of the global extermination force. And then the white people are going to kill everybody. Hitler was just a dress rehearsal. I am literally jacked into the Holy Ghost. And God tells me you need to give everybody an opportunity to join. And we're going to take everybody with us. And if you don't do this, I'm going to cut you off. You understand? And I'm like,
he's jacked into the Holy Ghost.
Like, yes, sir. I get the directive. I'm going to try to convince people. It's like, good, better. So white people, 20 to 1, are being attacked around the country. For every one person that's attacked that's not white, 20 white people are attacked, killed, murdered, carjacked, raped, beat up for no reason.
Bullshit.
Everybody sees it, and big tech allows it. They don't censor all the whites getting attacked anymore. They censor it in corporate media for the boomers. But they don't censor it online because they're legitimizing attacks on whites. They're promoting it towards a larger collision course. And when the white people are done wiping everybody else out, because that's what you told them, they were the devil. You told them they were going to do it. And what we dream, we build. And now we approach the point of no return.
Goddamn white people are geniuses. Fucking shit. Now he says they're not censoring white people getting beaten anymore. I don't think they censor anything on Twitter anymore, do they? You can pretty much do whatever the fuck you want over there. Spider Pickle, good evening. Speaking of Twitter, Twitter's owner, Elon Musk, offers $1 billion to Wikipedia if it changes its name. Guess what the fuck he wants them to change it to? Why don't you just buy it and change it yourself, motherfucker? Billionaire Elon Musk offered Wikipedia, the free online encyclopedia, $1 billion under the condition that it changes its name to Dickopedia. Dickopedia. The owner of Twitter wrote his offer in a post on his site. He'd previously posted a screenshot of a personal appeal from Wikipedia co-founder Jimmy Wales, stating that the website is not for sale. I will give them $1 billion. $1 billion. If they change their name to Dickopedia. Please add that to the cow and poop emojis on my wiki page. In the interest of accuracy. One journalist named Ed Krasenstein. Is that one of the Krasenstein brothers? He's a fucking grifter. My apologies if it's not. Suggested the online encyclopedia take the deal, saying it can always change it back after you collect. Musk then added a condition to his offer, 1 year minimum. I mean, I'm not a fool. LOL. Yes, you fucking are.
Do you think we're stupid? You think we're fools?
Lost $16 billion in one day the other day. Have you ever wondered why the Wikimedia Foundation wants so much money? It certainly isn't needed to operate Wikipedia. It actually is. So was I right? That's one of the Krasenstein brothers? Yeah, fuck that dude. You can literally fit a copy of the entire text on your phone. So what's the money for? Wikipedia is one of the most trafficked sites on the internet. That's what the money's for. The app's community notes, which allows users to sign up to become contributors. Once again, owning Elon on his own site, left an explanation under his post, initially stating that Wikipedia handles over 25 billion page views per month and over 44 million page edits a month, requiring substantial operating costs. He also noted that the organization employs third-party financial auditors whose reports are made available to the public. Wikipedia is fantastic, and they are once again on their funding drive, so if you have it to give, there's worse places you can put your money. I love Amnesty International. I love Human Rights Watch. I love the Southern Poverty Law Center. Those are some of the places that I give money to, but free information on the internet, also a good cause. Remember how when Dave Chappelle was making jokes about trans people, how all the conservatives and the right-leaning assholes embraced him? A lot of them are turning on him now. Apparently had some jokes dealing with Israel during one of his latest shows.
Dave Chappelle has never, ever backed away from controversy. In fact, he's a guy who he runs towards something controversial, so maybe it's not surprising that during his recent stand-up show in Boston, I believe it was Thursday night, he decided he would wade into the Israel waters and came down pretty squarely on the side of the Palestinians. And he felt that Israel was I think the word he used, that they were wrong in this particular conflict. Now, this is all coming from reports that were gathered by the Wall Street Journal of people who were inside.
We don't have video.
The show. Remember, Dave Chappelle, very famously now, does not allow people to have cell phones. They are taken away and put in pouches. Sometimes people manage to sneak a phone in. So far, nobody has from this particular show, but the reports show that after Dave started talking about this, it sort of caused an uproar in the audience. There were people who were yelling at him to shut up. There were people who walked out. Then there were people who were yelling back and forth in the audience. So
yeah, he was sparring with the audience. There were apparently some walkouts. As far as how many walkouts, have no idea. Based on like what I was reading though, because there were people on Twitter that claimed to have been there, and they said more people in the audience seemed to be siding with what he was saying. And just to clarify what exactly he was saying that Israel is more so in the wrong at this point than the Palestinian side, because he's saying that they're committing war crimes by basically indiscriminately bombing Gaza. And he's saying that the U.S. is also responsible for aiding and abetting that. And I should just point out, a lot of people actually agree with that sentiment these days.
Yeah.
Especially at this point in the whole thing. There's two things working against Dave Chappelle, though, in this whole context. Or one thing, I should say. He has been accused of dabbling with anti-Semitism in the past. So I think if it was coming from more of a neutral party, like this message, it might actually be perhaps more well-received. But remember, in his last big special, when he talked about the transgender controversy, there's a joke in there that kind of flew over people's heads. It was a controversial joke, but it kind of went under the radar. He made a quote-unquote space Jews joke. You can go look that up, and that was interesting on its own. But also with the whole Kanye West thing on SNL, remember that? He was kind of like seemingly sort of defending Kanye a little bit. That was
he was.
So in both of those instances, he was accused of anti-Semitism. Now here he is saying this, and taking this position in and of itself is not anti-Semitic, but with that history, I think it kind of lends credence to people accusing him of anti-Semitism again.
Again, and Charles,
Well, that can endear him to a lot of right-wingers.
my opinion about this is his point is kind of ridiculous. That when you slaughter 1,400 people, and when you drop 4,000 missiles, you know what the response is going to be. And the response is to eliminate Hamas, and you can't do it surgically because of the way that Gaza is created.
As the general told us earlier.
As the general told us,
they are known for using human shields.
So you're talking about
their own people.
You're talking about using war crimes against
The insurance salesman, the general?
accusing a country that's trying to prevent itself from being exterminated, that they're committing war crimes and ignoring what Hamas did in Israel. I think, Dave, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I will say the report, though, did say that Dave did condemn
he condemned
the terrorist
Hamas.
attack
I
as well.
understand your point, Harvey.
He condemned.
I know they're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, but people still feel like Israel
not
should try
people.
to be more surgical in their whole approach here.
And when they figure that out, they should tell Netanyahu, because how do you do that?
Hi, Cordero from Chicago.
Well, yeah, I wasn't expecting TMZ to get that political with it. Do want to point out that I came across this handy diagram. The actual horseshoe theory. Speaking of assholes that are known for having people walk out of their shows. Oh, shit. The former lead singer of the Smiths sat down for an interview in New York City. I hate Morrissey the person. I like Morrissey the musician. Let's hear what this jackass has to say.
And Morrissey's endless solo hits as he wraps up his 40th anniversary tour at the United Palace in Washington Heights tonight. So nice to see you.
Very nice to see you.
First
Very
of all,
nice to be here.
thank you. What's it like?
Thank you for showing up.
New York city. And is there a reason why you chose this as the final leg of your tour?
No, there's no reason, but it's always good to be here. It's exciting. And as you arrive, as you drive over the bridge and you arrive, it always has that special something about it. You think something's going to happen and it's going to be exciting, and I hope I'm right.
So do you change your concert to the town that you're in?
No, never. It isn't always the same though. But you don't think about places and fashion, how you approach it. You don't. The songs are just the songs and so forth. And people generally like them.
So I know that you're going to be singing some Smith songs tonight.
Yes.
I mean, it's amazing. I mean, the band was together just a few years.
Yeah.
You've had a much longer solo career than the
That's
Smiths.
very true. That's very true. Yeah.
Is that okay with people always kind of bringing up the Smiths with you?
It's interesting because they finished 38 years ago. So I think it's 38 years, more or less.
The rest of the band hates them, right?
I mean, I've been in a few record stores the last few days, and I'm really surprised at how they live on and they're positioned and promoted, and it's really, really very touching.
Oh, that's nice.
Very touching.
Meanwhile, your new music getting a lot of play. People want to hear more of it.
Yes, me too. Me too.
So,
yes, as well.
what? I know this is a sore subject. We can go there or not go there.
Uh-oh.
No, it's okay.
Is it going to come out? Are we going to hear it anytime soon?
Well, I don't know. These stories are always boring for most people, but
no, we all have drama in our lives.
I know we have drama, but this album was recorded in January 2021, and Capitol signed it and didn't release it, but they're now prepared to give it back to me for a certain price, and it's been quite traumatic and quite sad, because when you record something, you want it to be available immediately, and it was I mean, it was very much of the time for me. It was a very, very personal thing, and the fact that it hasn't been released has been torture.
So, do you want to give me or give us, all your fans out there, an idea when we might hear it?
I've got no idea.
You really have a
It really depends on when.
I really liked his last album, the one that came out in like 2016, 2017.
In the concert, you're singing some of the new stuff.
Yeah, and people really like it. People really like it.
Can we talk about your songwriting process?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's so intense, it's so relatable.
He seems like such a hardcore fan.
Can I talk about some of the titles? I'm Not a Dog on a Chain. Even you laugh, right? We hate it when our friends become successful.
Yes. Well, I do. I absolutely do.
I bet you do, you jealous motherfucker.
I think many people feel that way. I think they do. I mean, they might not say it.
So what inspires you? Like, are you sitting there having dinner with a friend and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is...
Fuck this dude.
I can't really say. It just happens to me, and I write it down, and then it becomes a song. And but I'm not the same old formula. I'm not the kind of singer who does the same old formula. I look at life very differently and very realistically, and just try to make it palatable in very nice music and very nice tunes, and it does work. It does work.
Do you have a songwriting regime?
No.
Get up early in the morning, stay up late at night?
Never. It's just constantly just scribbling things down, and they just begin to form chorus.
Yeah, as a creative person, that's my thing as well.
It's just how I live, and I don't stop.
So the tour's called 40 Years of Morrissey.
Yes.
When you look back at your 40 years, what stands out?
About 22 of those years, he actually performed his songs.
It's very shocking because I really, really believed it would be 1 year at the very beginning. And I was, I spoke to the gods and I said I'd be very, very happy if it's just 1 year.
Why would you say only 1 year?
The gods.
Pathetically humble person. But I thought maybe 1 year. And the fact that I'm sitting here now and we're talking about it and that poster is there and so forth is really quite shocking. It's shocking. But then, of course, it's shocking that time goes so quickly.
It does.
In every respect, it's very, very shocking. I can't believe it, really.
I forget things all the time.
No. I've met everybody in my life that I wanted to meet. Everybody I loved in music, I have met them and became friends with them to a certain degree.
Who's your favorite? Do you have a favorite?
I've met so many fascinating people.
Any of those other British groups that...
Well, a lot of the people who had a big effect upon me weren't from music. Anthony Newley, Joan Collins, Peter Wyngarde, a British actor. I've met everybody. I mean, as a child, I loved television and film and music.
He actually seems kind of personable in this interview.
I watched and cared about.
Justin, good evening.
That is so cool. I mean, do you still get like...
No, be thirsty.
Although you and I are bonding this morning.
You live in sexual anarchy.
I hope so. Well, it's a remarkable thing to meet everybody.
Like, seriously, if you guys don't know the stories, this motherfucker is a gigantic jerkwad who a lot of times walks out on shows, doesn't finish them, like gets upset on stage, but he seems delightful.
And sometimes they begin to look to you for, I wouldn't say advice, but ideas and so forth. And I just think this is crazy.
Collaborations. Let's talk about collaborations.
Yeah.
You did a little something on the new album. Can we talk about Miley Cyrus?
Yeah.
Well, will we hear that?
Yeah. Oh no, she doesn't want to be on it now. She doesn't want to. I mean, I
What'd you say to her?
She came in and she sang magnificently, but her manager doesn't want her on it now, which is a shame because she sang so beautifully on the track.
Maybe she'll think about it.
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, you pissed her off.
No, I don't think you can because
Okay.
it's been 2 years, and I think she would have made up her mind by now.
All right, so forget about Miley. Who else do we want?
No, Miley's awesome.
Nobody. No. All the people I've known, I've met, I've loved, I've wanted to meet, I've wanted to love. I've met them all, and I collaborated with a few people, and that's great. I'm not saying it's the end of the road by any means, but in regards to that question, I'm quite satisfied. I'm very satisfied.
I mean, this is not the last time we're going to see you in New York, is this, Morrissey?
I don't think so, unless I'm assassinated.
You're not. You're going to be fine. Do you think there's somebody after?
Apparently Miley's got some beef with you.
There's a lot of people in the studio here right now. Do I need to be concerned?
You never can tell.
You never can tell. No, I think people adore you and they love your music. Are there any tickets available for this weekend at the United?
I don't know. I think there are a few. But the audiences are usually very, very enthusiastic, and they grab quickly.
I believe you.
I would be weary of buying Morrissey tickets because I'd be afraid he wouldn't show the fuck up because he has a habit of doing that. Two bear stories in a row. Watch this bear climb a tree. He's a little baby bear. He don't like Harley. Wait a minute, no, he fixed the flag. The flag was not unfurled. Bear wanted to be helpful. He was tidying up. Shit. I was expecting him to yank it down. Been a wild ride tonight. Been a lot of racists. Alex Jones and then that dude that was in the chat. Of course, Donald Trump. We play Donald Trump. It's possible I'll see you guys sometime tomorrow afternoon for a House floor vote, maybe. I'm kind of doubting it, but keep an eye out on that. Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun before you hit the sack. Absolutely, DJ Dub. Hold on. I got you. Goddamn white people are geniuses. Oh, shit. Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm JustinFREAKIN. We'll see